from uptown, you know my sound is major. I know you like the lyrics, kid, so just do me a favor. Tell the tech to turn my dad up. This is a pack up, hey, yo, don't back up, because I wanna dive in and swim in the mentals, where your thoughts roam. I wanna make your dome my home, therefore you'll never be alone. But when you hear my song, sing along with the rhythm, cause I got big and fat beats that I give them. Yes, it's the ears, and I'm checking out the blonde one. Maybe I can have one, maybe I can con one. Chill, I'm one with God, brothers. It's hard to stay straight until you're scared straight, and then you can't wait to get out.
Welcome to the Hundredth Monkey Radio with Tom and Ramon. And we are recording this on December 29th of 2014. Happy New Year's to everybody out there. Oh man, and as you guys know, this has become a Hundredth Monkey tradition, this New Year's show. And we are just tickled pink to continue it on as we have for the last 3 years running. And this will be year number 4. And it's good stuff. So Ramon.
Happy New Year. Feliz Navidad.
Right.
Feliz
Ramon actually is down in Florida, so that's why he's got this spicy music stuff going on, you know, whatever.
You know, I'm in a t-shirt, and I went kayaking today. And yesterday, where did I go yesterday? I went to...
It's supposed to be 20 degrees tonight here, Ramon. Shut up.
I'll give that up. And I went to Space Kennedy Center.
Space Kennedy Center, yeah. Oh, that's nice.
And I went to, Hollywood's Disneyland, Disney World. So I had having a blast down here.
You know, when I was in, one of the times I visited Florida, I went to Kennedy Space Center too, Ramon.
Yeah, what did you listen to Kennedy's speech? Was that back then?
Yeah. I'm not quite that old. So anyways,
by the way, how many more years to your 100th birthday?
I've got a couple left.
So we made a promise for you guys who don't remember that we're buying each other expensive gifts for our 100th birthday, our centennial birthday.
Yep.
So.
Yep. So that it's kind of a motivational thing. So.
You know, I think that would be a record if we continue doing the show till then.
Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
That would be a record.
Well, yeah, awesome might not be.
And we can have Inelia on the show.
Maybe more along the lines of torture on my end, but. Oh, but so I threw a tarot card again today, and looking at 2015, and for. You know, when I was shuffling the cards, and actually I had Ramon's help in shuffling. He actually told me when to stop. So when I threw the card out there, what I had in mind was basically what this show's all about. You know, the raising of the level of consciousness on the planet, and how that was going to be progressing in the next year. And I threw out the two of swords. Now, the Two of Swords, you know, right off the bat, the two, we've got duality, right? We've got, you know, the polarities here. We've got the dark versus the light, you know, the awake versus the asleep. All those different polarities are there. But with the Two of Swords, there's kind of an impasse that goes along with this. So it's like it's being there's not a solution there, but there's definitely two equal, and what I'm seeing here is more of two equal forces that have met at a place, and they are in a sort of a standoff. So. And Ramon and I talked about this a little bit before we got started here tonight, and I definitely agree with what he saw in that, is that at least now the consciousness crowd is not just getting bowled over and just walked on all over the place. At least within what he saw in that card is that there's, at least we're able to stand on our own 2 feet and not go backwards again. So within that, there's always that silver lining. There's still within the card though. There's a definite no solution within that card in this year. But I think, and I think personally that there's a lot of things that will be happening in this year that are going to be movement, but definitely not the complete unveiling, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. We'll get another point of view of that later on the show.
Absolutely.
I just want to throw this out there and be a little selfish and a little self-promo here, because it's just it's a big pride, and I'll tell this dream really quickly. I don't know, that was more of an out-of-body experience where I was being dragged through space, and I thought I was going like to a different planet or a different galaxy or something, and I'm like, cool, I'll get to see something different. And I'm going through this dark space and going through this space, and I see something up ahead coming ahead, and I'm thinking it's a planet or a galaxy, and I see all these books, and all these books I had written, and they were all children's books. So with that dream, I started working on this book, and it's my first book that I just got the proof copy. Actually, do you know when I got it, Tom? December 24th. I received it in the mail, and I was just like, wow, perfect timing, Christmas gift.
Yeah.
So I opened up my Christmas gift and actually showed it to my nieces, that they were both here, and one of my youngest niece goes, she reads the book and she looks at the back, she goes, that's weird. So I have an 80 in the back, and anyway, it's called Children of the World, and it's a book for kindergarten children. So really proud of that, and hopefully it'll be published by the end of January, around there. That's what I'm thinking at. Self-published, of course. But going back to, this year, and I've been spending time a lot with guys in their 20s because I'm here with my nephew and his friends, and it's just amazing. First of all, the eclectic group that he's hanging out with is just, Pakistani guy, Asian guy, several white guys, different types of Latin guys, black guys, mix, all different kinds of mix. So he's just very proud that that generation is so easily mixing with each other without even giving a second thought. Like, why not? And that's exactly the way the world should be. So I'm very proud of this generation that's getting older now, that's in their 20s, and of course the one that's in kindergarten right now, that generation, I think it's going to be on fire. But we'll talk more about that. And we have, like we always said, the special guest, and Tom, I'll let you bring her in.
All right. Well, we have Inelia Benz back with us tonight, and Inelia is quite a unique being on this planet. This is her first incarnation on any planet. So she was born free of self-importance, attachments, personal agendas, personal evolution, or a desire for soul advancement. She arrived knowing only that the planet needed to vibrate at a higher level in order to undergo a global ascension. What she did not know was how to assist in raising the ascension. What she did not know was how to... I just read that.
Deja vu.
Oh, geez. Oh, you know what? Ramon, hang on. Ramona and Inelia, I've read this. I think this exact same bio every year. And I think, guys, this bio is posted on everything that you guys are listening to this on, right below that little play bar thingy with the little arrow thingy on there. Those things. It's all there, guys. And her main website is www.ascension101.com, and she's got several other going right now because all the different projects she's working on. Welcome back to the 100th Monkey, Inelia.
Thank you. It's lovely to be back.
Thank you. This was supposed to be the year where we become professionals, so I guess we'll get it next year. So, Tom, should I ask Inelia the question I asked her last year?
Well, hang on, Ramon. I have to correct you here because we are recording this in 2014, so officially it's not 2015 yet, but...
Are you sure? Because,
Well, well, time is a fickle thing. I do understand that. So, well, I'm just grabbing at technicalities because I still have hopes for becoming a professional this year somehow. All right, so
we're just excited because Inelia's here, so our energy is pretty off the wall. So just
Inelia, let's start this off. Last year, I think it was Ramon who asked you if you could sum up in one word what 2014 was going to be all about. And if I remember correctly, I think the word you used was compassion.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's at least 2 days ago.
Right. It was a couple of weeks ago. That's still a long time ago.
I know, right? Yeah.
Right.
We'll definitely. I think that's a really good energy to have had this year, especially with ourselves, because the transformation that we've been going through as a species and individually as well, people are really transforming their lives, and compassion is really needed to, be good to ourselves, really.
Right. Right. So what are some of the major points out of this last year that, energetically that made big splashes on the world stage?
One of the things I noticed is that there's been a kind of coming of age from this shift, and I can really see that people who are awake, people who are waking and taking charge of their personal evolution by doing things for themselves that raises their vibration, or listening to your show and things like this, really are stepping in. And the period has started that a person needs to learn how to manage their power, because everyone is becoming more powerful. When you step into your power, you become more powerful. So are learning and are looking for ways of learning how to manage your energy, to manage your emotional body transmissions, your thoughts, your intents. All those things, I think, is one of those things that started this year. So it's like, okay, we graduated from kindergarten, now we have to start real school,
Right.
Now we have to learn how to write.
Yeah, yep. It has definitely been a year of really seeing our own effects in the world around us too. Mm-hmm. I mean that cause and effect, and we're understanding that cause can be as simple as a thought.
Exactly.
And so that goes with that saying that with greater wisdom comes greater responsibility.
Yep.
And we're growing that wisdom and responsibility within each and every one of us, and it's at least what I've noted is there's more, and there's still this is still a great work in process, but and in progress, but the ownership of that energy is still something that really, really, really is on the table right now.
Yeah. One of the things I think we need to be careful too is we should always, within ourselves, of course, starting with ourselves, we should always try to progress, but not get to the point where we're always looking for that place we're going to land where everything goes, oh, and then, happy ever after.
I don't know. I saw that yesterday, Ramon.
Oh, did you?
Oh. And then we had brilliant rainbows and this clouds opened up and the sun shone through. It was gorgeous.
Because I've seen people get into that where, especially when it comes to like economics, where people are like waiting for that day, and I would just look at them and say, wait, you have 2 cars in the driveway, you have a nice house, you own a business, what are you complaining about? What are you waiting for? So that's just the economic point of view. But I think we should be careful not to fall into that with the spiritual, waiting for this utopia, because I think it's always going to be a working in progress kind of thing. But let me stop talking and give the mic back to Inelia. So,
well, I really agree with you there, because that's one of the things that we've been taught. Always look outside of yourself. Always look for other people to solve it, or that the better place or the better location is always away in time and away in space. It's never where you are. It never starts from within. And that transformation, even if it's something very practical, that like your finances, starts within. So it's like, even today, people can transform their financial life just by looking at where they are, what their energy lines going in are with money, what they're spending their money on, their energy lines out, yeah? Because the money that they own or owe is their chi. So it's like when you become really conscious, just looking at it that way, well, this is my energy, this is my chi. When you're looking at your credit card or your bank card or your money in your hand, and this is my chi, you suddenly change how you start spending it. It shifts to a different perception of what money is. And so, yeah, like the new dimension or the new paradigm doesn't start outside. Doesn't start in the future. It starts within each person. And the more of us who do it in every area of our lives, the faster we will do it as a species.
Very well said. So, Tom, can I ask the question now?
Go for it.
Oh, okay. So, for 2015, once again, same question. How would you sum up next year in one word?
Responsibility.
I like that.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because of what we've just been talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
That encompasses quite a few. That word, there's a lot to that word. Go ahead, Inelia, explain what responsibility is.
For me, it's nothing to do with fault, for example, or guilt. Responsibility is the ability to respond. Yeah, when we are able to see something clearly, we can respond to it rather than react to it. When we process our programs, when we look at our programs and dissolve them and start acting from a place of sovereignty, we're able to respond to situations, we're able to respond to people and to life and to our environment rather than always react through the programs or through what other people want for us or expect of us. So responsibility to me is an extremely empowered state of being.
So, are there, me, myself, I do what, I call it throwing up flags when I catch myself. When I catch myself, just responding instinctually, the program running, just the spitting out a response, and I'll catch myself and I do what I call throwing up a flag, which there's some keywords that I focus in on for myself that are words of notice for me, the words that bring up that state for myself to become more conscious and more aware of what I'm doing at that moment. Because we get out in the world and start interacting with the world, and our level of awareness of how we are projecting ourselves kind of just drops off.
Yeah, that happens.
I mean, there's a lot of dynamics that are happening there. I mean, we're reflecting what's around us, number one, and vice versa. So we have to find a common level of awareness to be able to interact on in the first place. But are there any keys or tricks up your sleeve that you use for bringing yourself back into that state of awareness to where you can catch yourself and then respond in a more responsible manner?
Yeah. One of the exercises I've been asking or telling people about is basically using a smartphone or something to set an alarm once a day, and then you ask yourself a couple of things. You ask yourself, when am I and where am I? Yeah. And the other one is, am I in resonance or am I in dissonance? Am I in dissonance or am I in resonance? Yeah. And without judgment, just look and see where you are for the first few days. Just look where you are when you are. Are you in resonance? Are you in dissonance? And then we become conscious of the energies that we're carrying. We become conscious of not being in the present, perhaps, or not being where we are, in the location where we are. And also what type of things are happening around us, or what situations we're stepping into, and how resonant that is with us, or our vision of life, and how dissonant it is. So then we gently and easily and without judgment move out of dissonance into resonance, and also we come into present time and present place. So that's something anybody can do. You just need a smartphone and set it up for once an hour the first day, every 2 hours the second day, stuff like that.
Wow, that's actually a pretty simple and cool trick.
Yeah.
I mean, have yourself an alarm to check yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes lots of sense. That also kind of reminds me of the same exercise for lucid dreaming.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you say alarm clock and say, "Am I dreaming?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing when we train ourselves, the things we can do.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much, you know.
Yeah, well, there's people that can train themselves to breathe, to hold their breath for 10 minutes underwater, when doctors tell you that after 3 minutes you die. So
exactly.
I just feel, if you learned how to walk, I think everything else should be easy.
Yeah.
So, so where do you see yourself this next year? Like your plans, and because you're doing so much.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of activities that I'm doing next year. This year has ended with a fabulous release of my latest novel, which I'm very happy with, and I really want that to go to viral, because I write novels to really share information and expansion of awareness in a format that can be easily grasped and received, which is the format of the novel. And this one's called Interview with a Psychic Assassin, and it goes into a lot of really, really interesting areas. But next year, what I have in plans to do, I've moved to North Washington State, Northwest, and I'm going to be doing some events and retreats that really deal with how to manage our energies, how to move the mystical into our everyday life, because we are more powerful. Even individuals who haven't woken up are more powerful and more able to affect their environment than us. So we really need to learn how to manage our energies, how to manage our power. And I really want to concentrate on doing that next year. So I'm touching people as well.
Yeah. So how far is that from you, Tom?
I don't know where exactly in Washington, Inelia?
Near Bay.
Near Bay. Oh, that's about 3 hours.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're practically neighbors.
Practically neighbors. We pay this. We pay on the same tax base.
Because I was there. What was it? A week ago, Tom?
Yeah, a week ago. Week and a half ago.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah,
that's totally cool.
So the next time I'm up there, definitely drag Tom by his toes and head out there.
Absolutely, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Interview with a Psychic Assassin.
It's a story, basically, it explores a lot of things, including the formation of what we call reality, but also is the story of a woman who was taken as a young child to be trained by the shadow government to be a psychic assassin, basically a military tool, a weapon. And then she's given a target that she can't kill or disable. And so there's a lot of stories there, and a massive journey. It starts as an interview, but then it turns into an adventure. And I would highly recommend it. It was very transformative. I have to tell you, this book is kind of special, because if I was to tell you what my life was like before I began writing the book to now, is so different. It has completely and utterly transformed my own life just writing it.
Wow, nice.
And the energy of transformation is embedded in the book. Like there's several hundred people have read it already, and it's only just been published a couple of days ago, 2-3 days ago, I can't remember exactly when. And they're writing back saying the same things, like, oh my gosh, this totally transforms their essence, their lives, their minds, their awareness. And it's been really awesome just hearing and getting feedback from all these individuals as well to confirm what I thought.
Yeah, I actually saw the email come through last week when you sent that out, and I've got it downloaded. I just haven't had a chance to get at it yet.
Love to hear from you once you do.
I definitely will. And it looks intriguing. I love factionary, or faction, whatever you want to call it. Fiction, faction, whatever.
Factionary? Factionary.
Yeah, I love that type. I mean, there's been quite a few that have come out of the woo-woo world who have gone into the novel area because they can get their messages across to a wider audience that way.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people that would not pick up a book on spirituality or consciousness, but when they see a book that says interview with a psychic assassin, oh my God, it's a spy novel, something like that. They'll go, wow, okay, I'm a spy novel buff. I will read it.
Yeah. I from one writer to another. Did you feel like, let's say, for example, I don't know if you have that problem that some writers have, which is called procrastination.
Writer's block? No, I don't have that.
Not writers.
That's not a writer issue, Ramon. That's kind of like
procrastination.
Play.
Not writer's block. Just pure procrastination. Yeah.
No, I don't have that. I don't have that luxury.
Oh, that's great. But did you ever feel like they really have a life of their own, the characters?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Like if you don't finish the story, you're failing them.
Bug you. Yeah, they'll come over and say, "What's going on? Come on, finish the story."
So on the other side, let me play devil's advocate. Because some people may say like, "Oh, Inelia is supposed to be spiritual. Why pick a name like assassin? It's supposed to be like such a bad thing. Why pick a name like a psychic assassin?"
That's what they call themselves. What can I tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, people put a lot of labels on me. They call me all sorts of things. And all I can say is that the only thing I'm interested in is expansion of awareness, raising the vibrational level of the planet, and I will use any and all tools to do that. Yeah, and I'm not limited to any type of spiritual label or any other type of label that people might give me. In fact, what other people label me or call me is completely irrelevant to me, or whether they even listen or not listen. I just go ahead and do what I think is most effective at any point in time. And I just go ahead and do it, It's like, they can like it or not like it. It's really up to them. But I would suggest to read it before they judge it,
Yeah. Yeah. So, what kind of effects for yourself, did you see that it changed you?
At a very practical or physical level, I would say that I could explain or express that now I'm living in a different state, in a different location. I found a life partner that's just crazy, amazing, way beyond anything I could have possibly imagined. And slowly but surely, all the things that I had ever even thought about that I might want in life are just manifesting for me. Like, it's really incredibly amazing. And I'm not saying this book is going to do that, or I'm not selling it that way, but all I'm telling you is that my personal experience from the beginning of the book, the start of the book, to having finished it and published it. This is what happened.
Yeah, no, because I know what the journey is like, and it's just really amazing what it does to people. I mean, not only writing, but just any project you take on, and beginning to end, you have to grow in writing that because you're doing something new. So
exactly, yeah. And when you tap into the energies, I mean, yeah, it's a novel, but the energies and the information are factual. So when you tap into those, it's going to affect you. You're tapping into whole energy lines and whole areas of knowing that needs to be, talked about and stuff, but you're tapping into that. And that energy is going to affect you. There's no, unless you don't want it to, of course.
Yeah.
There's free will, so if you grab the novel and just want it to be a novel and for it not to affect you, it won't. Simple.
Do you, for me, for example, I can only write in, I feel that, not only write, but I can write anywhere, but my favorite place to write are places where there's a lot of movement of people in and outs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why like cafes are my favorite place.
Right.
For you, what's your favorite like writing place?
I would say probably the opposite. I like it to be somewhere really quiet, and so that I can. That's what happens sometimes. I write and I'll forget to eat and sleep and all that stuff that bodies need. But yeah, quiet and undisturbed. That's where I can look out at the window while I'm, taking a little break or thinking about something and see a beautiful view, sunset, trees, the sea, that type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, I think it's always the looking at someone's gesture or what they're wearing, or I don't know, something that connects to something else that to somebody else wouldn't even connect.
Mm.
Yeah, or even just the wall and see somebody's shadow. Like I've gotten influenced that way. Did you find? Are you a big dreamer?
What do you mean? Do I dream at night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Did a lot of your dreams influence the writing?
No, they don't. No.
All right. Sorry, I'm just
looking at the process.
Well,
so, do you?
Sorry, Tom. Because for myself, like writing, there's some parts where sometimes it's spelled out in my dream. Like a whole scene happens out in a dream. But go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
I was just curious that during the writing itself, the physical process, do you feel like you get plugged into higher self or source?
I would say that any writer, or probably all writers, would have to say they go into the zone. And they do tap into something that's larger than themselves. And that's true for me too. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, because, I mean, even just having a casual conversation with people, I've got to my senses to a place where I can feel when I plug into that source, and because my voice and the way things just roll off my tongue, everything is so effortless. The conversation comes so naturally and organically, and it just feels connected. I know it's an amazing experience, especially in talking about spirituality, consciousness, the raising of vibration. When you're consciously going in that direction anyways, I think the propensity to plug in is much higher.
Yeah, I agree.
So you've got... Go ahead, Ramon. More on
No, I
this?
was just going to say, can I find it on... Where can we find the book?
At the moment, it's in electronic format. We're going to do the paperback very soon. You can find it at ascension11.com. That's where it's at.
Right. Have you got? Is it in Kindle?
Yeah, you can. No, it's not in Kindle, but it's in PDF and EPUB. I think EPUB can be opened with Kindle.
Right. I believe so.
Both of them. Yeah, I think both of them can be opened with your Kindle.
Yeah, but see, there's the formatting of a Kindle for a Kindle. This is from Ramon, by the way.
Yeah.
The formatting, PDF and EPUB on a Kindle are kind of cumbersome on the Kindle. It's still readable and still doable, but
yeah.
Does the text-to-speech thing work with the EPUB and stuff, Ramon?
Yeah, with the PDF, it works perfectly, actually, text-to-speech, and reads it well. So that's what I've done with most of the PDFs.
I'm going to be releasing an audio version very soon anyway.
Oh, there we go. That will be the one for my iPod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll send you a copy.
Fantastic. So, besides the book, what else has been going on this year for you?
There's been a change in the communication that I've been doing, because I'm up until now mostly been doing all the YouTubes and the articles, the online things. I rarely do events, and a few months ago, I really knew that I had to contact people one-on-one, touch them basically, physically touch them. So we did a few events in Europe. We were there for November, the end of November, middle to the end of November. We did 3 events there, met a few, 200-300 people, well, more than that actually, about 400 or so. But it was that contact, the one-on-one touching, physically touching the person. And I found to be something which is really different, and I hadn't really considered so much before, although I have done that when I've done events. I do that. It seems to be more important now that individuals who are ready to map to an empowered sense of sovereign self for themselves, well, again, self, are able to somehow map to it on somebody else, kind of thing, you know. It's not like I'm in any way special or different. It's just that I am willing to be there, fully accepting who this person is without judgment, and seeing them 100%, and also loving them unconditionally, which is things that I do naturally. This is how I live my life, yeah. And when that happens, most individuals I saw and told me that they had never been seen before, ever, you know. So it's like a scene of themselves, like they see themselves through this mirror. And that was quite interesting. That I found that to be fascinating. Next year we're going to do more of that, but also concentrating on the dissemination of information on how to manage your power, how to manage your energy, your emotional body, which is the tool we use to manifest, how to manage your thoughts, and not just like suppress them or judge them, but really transform yourself to be consciously aware and able, and also empowered to be that full potential of yourself, full of integrity, moment to moment in your life.
This can't be forced, can it?
Oh, no, you can't force it.
Yeah. See, and that's where the frustration factor kicks in for so many people, is they learn this stuff intellectually. They know all the right moves. They know all the right steps. They know all the right words. But until they actually, the information and the knowledge becomes part of being, it's a frustration factor because they keep running into their own selves.
Yeah. And us as humans, we naturally learn by watching and feeling and sensing others. Yeah,
right.
We naturally do that. So yeah, that's what I'll for next year, at least until 27, 16, probably 15 and 16. I'm making myself available for that, you know, and I have that an online platform where if people want to chat with me, and I'm available on one-on-one as well, which is walkwithmenow.com. And that's a platform that it's also part of that energy of map to contact with, being really, really available. And then in 2017, I'm retiring, so I'm no longer going to be available. So it's going to be quite intense for the next years, a lot of work. And it's also extremely fascinating, you know. It's really amazing to meet and see these individuals, really see them. It's just, I can't describe it really. It's just out of this world. Really amazing experience for me.
What have you found is the difference energetically that you're able to share or experience in an actual physical face-to-face versus, say, a Skype conversation or a telephone conversation?
The energy, that expanded awareness energy, which feels very high vibration and physically it sometimes feels hot, can be transmitted through audios, through books, through writing, but on a personal level, on a physical body-to-body person level, where you're standing in front of the person, you're holding their hands or you're holding their arm or you're giving them a hug or you're just looking into their eyes, it's times 1,000, you know? It's like, it really is times 1,000. And, you know, it's like people give it all sorts of special names and stuff, but the way I see it is, we are that energy. We are that. And if we allow ourselves to experience it, it will be experienced. So, but yeah, we can map to others, and I'm making myself available for that. It's like, yeah, come over and map, you know? It's simple.
Yeah, I've had the experience where, you know, there's that one exercise where there's different ways of doing it, but I did one where I think I can't remember if it was your right eye. I think it's right eye to right eye, and you stare into the other person's right eye and just try to forget about everything. And it's such a you kind of realize how different you're not from each other.
You're right. Shall I tell you another one you can use your eyes with?
Yes.
Yeah, this is really cool. You look into somebody's eyes. It doesn't matter who it is, but you generate a feeling, an energy, and a knowing that what you're looking at, the person you're looking at, is beautiful. And the other person is doing the same, right? Just generate the energy of beauty. And you do it like, I don't know, half an hour to an hour, and suddenly you'll find, maybe at first, but maybe after a few days doing this with this person, you become one. You can actually become one person with the other. You know, you have the same thoughts. You have the same experience. It's like you have one body. You know, and often people will freak out when that happens and stop. But to explore that, it really breaks down the whole construct that we are separate from each other. The whole construct that we are singular beings. And that when there's no way that anybody can connect with us, it completely breaks it down. It also breaks down any thought that you can only connect and be one with that special someone, as a soulmate or something. Because you can do it with anybody, a man, a woman, a stranger. You can do it with anybody, and it will happen.
So you stare into each other's eyes, both eyes, for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
And
generating the feeling of this is beautiful.
Beauty.
Yeah. This person, the person I'm looking at is beautiful, and the other person's doing the same.
Namaste.
Yes.
The God in me sees the God in you.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Too bad we can't do it right now.
Yeah, and you know, it's like you have to be wary of agendas, personal agendas and programs, because often a person might confuse the energies and feelings for love, like romantic love or sexual desire and all sorts of things. And when those things come up, you just process them, you allow them to exist and to express to inside of yourself and give you any messages they want or not, and dissolve and send them back to oneness, you know. Because it's not about that, and this clearly shows that it's not about that. Human-to-human connection doesn't have to be just with family or just with lovers. That's something we've been taught, so that we are separate and we don't connect with others.
Right.
So if I do this just for one day with a person, that's enough, or I need to do like several days consistently?
Well, it depends on you and the other person. Yeah? Because sometimes you might meet a lot of resistance and you can't look at them for more than a few seconds or a minute, you know. So it's like easy does it, baby steps, and really be considerate of yourself and the other person. And if the other person really has worked on themselves and their programs and are really wanting to do it, you might just take the half an hour and have it achieved. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah, I can just definitely see where a lot of things can be resolved through a process like that too.
Yeah.
For both.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. That's excellent. Excellent stuff.
Yeah.
So, before we start looking too much into 2015, I'd like to kind of, take a look some more at some of the things that actually happened in 2014 and the kind of impact that they had on society as in large. Mm-hmm. We had two Malaysian Airlines 777s go down, both under mysterious and quite tragic circumstances. And it actually took, oh my God, I'm aware, Inelia, that you probably do not follow the conspiracy theory genre that much. But it has an effect on a lot, because from that spot, the conspiracy spot, mm-hmm. a lot of people, one of the natural evolutionary places they end up in is spirituality, consciousness, mm-hmm. and awareness, because that stuff all roads lead to Rome, right? Mm-hmm. There were some significant events like the airlines, all the crap between Gaza and Israel. We had stuff going on in Egypt. Just all sorts of stuff. Like, oh, geez, look at the thing that just happened a couple of weeks ago with all those kids over in, where was that? Pakistan.
No, Afghanistan.
You sure? It was Pakistan, Ramon. I'm pretty sure.
You sure? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because when you first told me...
Actually, here it is right here. Taliban slaughter Pakistan children in Peshawar school.
Oh, okay.
From those negative events, or the appearance, or how they are perceived by most as negative events or traumatic events on the planet, what was the rhyme or reason behind these things that this stuff has to come out and play out the way it has?
One of the things that I look at when I see those energy lines is that all those things that you've been talking about were very expensive to carry out, right? So there was a lot of money invested to make them happen, through time and situationally as well. So a lot of money is being invested for that. What do they create? How do they serve? They create a sense of fear in society, a sense of instability, that everything's going to end very soon. Everything's going to become really nasty, really bad very quickly. So it's fear. And a lot of money is being invested in promoting fear in every sense, because the other side of it, the side that has not been no money is being spent, and the side that is much greater, is how much more awake people are. If you look at today, how many people know what, for example, Reiki is, or karma is, or chakras are, or energy fields are, from 10 years ago, or even 2 years ago.
Oh, geez.
It's huge difference, enormous difference. There's organizations that you can't even call organizations because they don't even fit the pattern, like the anonymous kids, the people, and all sorts of things that are happening around the planet. All sorts of people are getting together to form community gardens, to clean up their environment, to make the society or the neighborhood or the tribe that they're living in better than it was 2 years ago. This is happening all around the world, but we don't hear about it. Yeah.
Right.
The trend is higher vibration. The trend is more awake. And those incidents and those things that are happening that come up on all the news outlets, alternative, conspiracy, mainstream, everywhere, all those things are there to balance it out, to make sure that those who choose a path or a paradigm of fear stay in it. Because if you take all that away, if, for example, for the next month, there was nothing paid for like that, the whole entire system of fear would collapse, because it just wouldn't be able to be sustained. People would naturally step out of fear. Why? Because the place we're walking on, or what they're traveling through in the universe as a planet, and the vibrational level that is natural to the human species is so high right now that it's inevitable that people's stress would lower, their fear would go down, and they wouldn't be able to be controlled so easily anymore. So yeah, it's a lot of money being spent.
Right. They're definitely spending a ton of it to try to manipulate our minds quite a bit. Yeah. You know, and as you were talking, I'm looking, I have this one page open on my computer here. It's basically 2014 news world news in review. And there is one positive out of 24 pictures here. There's one positive picture. I mean, energetically, it was a good thing that happened, okay? Out of all of these, the rest of them are all drama, trauma, and, yeah, death. Robin Williams saying,
Yeah.
you know. What do you think? Okay, let's look at the celebrity thing. I mean, they have a tremendous pull and influence on society. And, you know, some of them, I suppose they wake up one day and smell the coffee and go, wow, what am I doing? And they start speaking out and then, you know, standing up for what's right. And then they end up getting ostracized from their systems. Mm-hmm. I don't know where I'm really going with this. I guess I would...
Yeah, let me help you out with
that.
Go
ahead, Ramon.
You know, especially like Jim Carrey. He's very he's going on major TV shows and talking about this, which is first time I ever heard that. The closest thing before him was what's his name? Charlie Sheen, but he was completely, you know, taken out.
Yeah.
Out of, you know, the TV movement and stuff like that. Yeah, completely blackballed. So, do you feel that those are the energetic pressures around us that are making, you know, these celebrities really come out and talk about this and just say, okay, F it. Whether I lose my career or not, it's not important anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Comes a point when people have to step into integrity. And I don't know if you've noticed, but recently there's a lot of movies out there which change the paradigm from the inside. It's like things like Maleficent or Frozen, Guardians of the Galaxy, all these movies that are Hollywood blockbusters are changing the concept of male-female relationships, or who's in power, who's not in power, what's the program, what's not the program, what's the fantasy, what isn't, what's really important, what type of being in integrity is important, what type of relationships are important. And also, it's like, okay, so the guys don't come in and save the world anymore, not by themselves anyway. You know, it's like, and even the concept of the hero is changing. So, also, you know, of course, there's the opposite. There's been movies which are extremely, extremely dark and violent and manifest everything that we know to do with the darkest side of what the black dark paradigm is capable of. So even in a Hollywood sense or a movie blockbuster sense, we're seeing a division yeah, of energies, and people are flocking to one that don't even become aware of the others. It's quite amazing to watch and to see that.
So this is that splitting of the worlds that you spoke of, years ago when you put this out.
Yeah, I think so. It's like it filters through. You know, it cannot be stopped. Yeah, it can't be stopped. It will come through. It does come through.
You know, the other day my sister's watching the Latin channel, and the whole TV program was certain, especially what they call música norteña, which is like northern Mexico music, and a lot of them would speak about the drug trafficking. And, you know, they would talk about true stories, and when they talk too much about it, they end up getting assassinated. Mm-hmm. And I found myself actually getting physically ill, and I was telling my sister, you know, finally I just had enough. I was like, what are you watching? To the point where me, my wife, and my mother were like, take that off. We just couldn't physically stand it anymore. Because it was just one horrible story after another.
Yeah, way too dissonant.
Not only that, but, you know, with Latin TV, it's a little worse because they actually show the pictures.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you remember,
Oh
I don't know how it was in Argentina, but they actually, you know, so I was just like, I can't physically. And so my question is that, how can I question this? Is that, you know, and I'm not the only one who feels that way. I know a lot of people who listen to this show actually get physically ill when they're exposed to so much violence.
Right.
Is that, best way I can ask, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing, or what is that?
Well, that's your body and your energy field and emotional body and everything telling you this is dissonance, step away from this field. Right?
Yeah.
It's very, very literal that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the same thing happens too when I find myself, it's been a long time, but since if I find myself getting, you know, becoming very angry, then I'll find myself getting actually physically ill too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're at the top of the hour, Inelia, and wow, this really flew by fast.
Are you kidding me? Was that an hour?
It was. I mean, I'm serious. It is gone, and
Oh wow.
holy crap. So Inelia, I know you've got several websites out there. If you share those with our listeners, please.
Yeah, you can get my book and my other tools at ascension11.com. And if you want to hang out with me, you can come to walkwithmenow.com and hang out with me for a while.
Oh, there we go. Walk with me now.
Does that include me and Tom?
Absolutely. You can come over too.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're gonna continue this on in segment 2, guys, and we are going to take a look at 2015 and see what Inelia sees coming down the pipes for humanity and the raising of our vibration and consciousness. So, should be really interesting, guys. If you're out there listening to this on one of the other media formats, the iTunes, the Vimos, the YouTubes, the wherever this lands. And I would urge you to pop on over to www.the100thmonkeyradio.com. That's all spelled out, by the way. And check out the hundreds and hundreds of hours of shows we have over there. We are now into our 5th year and enjoying the hell out of this stuff. And, oh my God, learning by leaps and bounds. And hey, Ramon, before we close up this first hour, have you thought about a resolution for yourself this year?
The only thing I thought about as far as a resolution was to finish the novel. I finished the kids' book like I wanted to, but finish the novel and start working on the second series of that one. I think for me, 2015 is all about making, you know, the writing and the radio show more where, okay, this is what I'm doing and I don't have to do the 9 to 5 kind of thing.
Right.
So that's more my resolution, turn that stream into a river kind of thing.
Yeah, and definitely, I'm right with you there. Definitely have some irons in my proverbial fires, anyways. That looking at change for the next year or two. So, good stuff. All right, guys, we are going to take a break, and we will be back on the website at www.the100thmonkeyradio.com. Condemnation without investigation is the height of ignorance.
Last thing, I want to give everybody out there a small homework, especially for you lucid dreamers. I want you guys to, in your dream state, to try to tune into the radio show and tell me what kind of things you've gotten out of it. Because I think if you tune into an interview in your dream state, you'll be able to pull things out that maybe in your wake state you're not able to comprehend or get clearly for whatever.
And we do simulcast this psychically too, by the way.
Yeah, and that's free. But the reason why I'm saying that, because there's been times that I swear, Tom, we're interviewing somebody and it's not, like we're doing it now. It's on a way different level. Like I've experienced that 2 times, and I remember telling you about both times.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what is it, Tom? The love you deny.
Condemnation without investigation is the height of ignorance, and
the love you deny is the pain you carry.
Okay. Namaste, my friends. We'll see you in an hour or two.
Damn, I got freedom. Unless it's being taught, black man, I know you need one. The right time to make you free your mind. Wake up. If you missed it, then press rewind. It's the right time to make you free your mind. Wake up. If you missed it, then press rewind. It's the right time to make you free your mind. Wake up. If you missed it, then press rewind. It's the right time to make you free your mind. Wake up. Unhigh I am, you want the plan, then that's the native. Shouldn't tell an artist not to be creative. You see, the motive is to control more than business. Hitless enoughness in the soul, and I bring much more than your average MC. Please give me a break, man. Let me be me, so I can be free to do as I please. See what I see, be who I be. And yo, act like me. I got the rhyme and my timing from the center. Lyrics from the brain, even when I start to enter. The beats I'm bending, the vibes I'm sending, it's pleasure, never better. Even though shit is a mess, I never stress, in touch with insight, therefore I'm blessed with the armor. Tell your mama, but kill the drama. It's the right time to make you free your mind. Wake up. If you missed it, then press rewind. It's the right time to make you free your mind. Wake up. If you missed it, then press rewind. It's the right time to make you free your mind. Wake up. If you missed it, then press rewind. It's the right time to make you free your mind. Wake up. Yo. The master rhymer indiscreet. I walk the street for the knowledge. Learning about things that you can't get in college. Like science from the pavement, beats from the basement. My mouth full of lyrics, then the label makes the placement. Then my face went across the screen. This girl saw me getting raw to the beats with the gasoline. My self-esteem went through the roof. Stepped into the club, yo, I got juice. Got juice on the inbox. Now she's in my face, dragging me all around the place. Damn, it's a disgrace that I can't enjoy my craft, spew my math. Cause I'm too busy running away from this girl with the dumb laugh. My patch straight, so I lose the habit. And yo, I bounce like the rabbit. Yo, she's got the habit cause she's chasing me. I'm out the door, kid. It's in the soul and I'm free. The right time to make you free your mind. Wake up. If you miss